Friday 12th of October 2018. As you can see, how a secretive, parasitical, oh it says elite, created the EU to build a world government, a one world government if you would. Voters in Britain's referendum need to understand that the European Union was about building a federal superstate from day one. You mean it wasn't just a common market? As the debate over the forthcoming EU referendum gears up, this was in 2015, it would be wise perhaps to remember that how Britain was led into membership in the first place, by a pack of lies, by a paedophile who was almost blackmailed into taking us into a common market. A common market, you go, well, it's just a market. No, as you can see with your own eyes, it's become a dictatorship, an unelected dictatorship at that. But hey, you know, no to worry about, it's just a common market. Or is it the semblance of a one world government dictatorship? Yes, that's what it is. Now this video here, it's a video so I'm not going to say much about it, but it shows temporary morgues full of body bags placed around the UK. War, virus outbreak, or is it for the civil unrest that's coming when there's no Brexit? DWP staff received almost 140 million in bonuses over the last 3 years. Bonuses at the Department for Work and Pensions total 42.1 million for the year 2014-2015, when this murderer was in charge of the DWP. And with him, it's not manslaughter, it's absolutely murder. He has to go to prison for the rest of his life. So they were giving bonuses for chucking the most vulnerable men, women and children in our society on the streets, basically. Stopping their money so they couldn't afford to feed themselves, they couldn't afford rent, they couldn't afford gas or electric. This man is a murderer. Now, you know, I've been banging on about this stuff for ages. Ed Sheeran paid more tax last year than both Starbucks and Amazon. One man who's a singer, apparently, has paid more tax than two of the biggest corporations on the planet. Amazon, in the Trillionaires Club, pays virtually no tax. You pay more tax than them scum-sucking bastards. But that's because corporations look after corporations, and they think that you are utter shit. UK fracking rules on earthquakes could be relaxed, says ministers. So in other words, they don't give a shit that they're poisoning the water table so you won't be able to get water. Or is that the plan? So you'll have to buy the scum evil corporation Nestle's water, bottled water. They don't give a shit about you or I or anyone else. They are planning to destroy us. This is one of the methods they're using, although they are using multiple methods. As was stated earlier, the DWP is one of the methods to destroy the poorest members of our society. This cannot be put up with. It has to be stopped. The bastard criminals in Parliament need dragging out and throwing in jail. And as if that wasn't enough, trainee cop who downloaded child abuse pics escapes prison after judge says jailing him would be a drain on public resources. No, jailing him was the only option. But of course, if you steal some food because you're hungry, oh, prison. You protest, that they're fracking and poisoning our water, prison. Oh, you're a paedophile. Oh, well, that would be a drain on our resources. That judge needs prison. Well, jail. Daily fail. Would one illicit kiss end your relationship? I would probably say about 80–90% would say no. As Mail reveals, judges are set for thumping £60,000 pay rise while the rest of us watch every penny. Where is the justice in that? There is no justice. The judicial system is corrupt beyond belief. And this isn't a pay rise. This is bribery of the evil, criminal, paedophile judges who send you to prison for stealing an apple. Oh, and the parasites. Smile that says I'm getting married in the morning. No. Smile that says I'm not paying anything for my wedding. Only the poor peasants pay for weddings. Oh, and by the way, they're paying for theirs. The Times. Restaurants ordered to shrink pizzas and pies in obesity fight. Because the caring government loves us and looks after us so much. Or they want you to starve. You decide which one it is. I know which one it is. Charities gagged by ministers. Agencies working with universal credit claimants are barred from criticising Secretary of State. We live in a dictatorship. It's there in your face how much more you need. Unforgiven. Forgiving. Now students ban cowboy outfits. The scum. Jess, why I don't take any shit from men. Predatory trans rapist jailed for life. You mean transgender isn't always been led to believe it is? Sometimes it's just blokes that want to get into prison, women's prison to have sex with women. Then he's not transgender, is he? In fact, no one's a transgender. Those that have changed the gender are regretting it because they now realise they've made a great, massive mistake led by the government paedophiles. More on this frigging Strictly Dancing. I'm sick this is 6 days in a row that we've had this shit about Strictly. It's a TV programme and a couple kiss. Oh my God, that must make it front page news for the next week then. Eugene honours spine docs. Hints she'll show op scars. Brides her revisited. Or should that be parasites all the way? Another thing I'm sick of hearing about is that The Guardian. Motorway closing to prepare for lorry parking in no deal Brexit. Yeah. Inquiry into abuse of migrants in detention. How about having an inquiry into the paedophiles in Parliament, the paedophile royals, the paedophile politicians, the paedophile councils, the paedophile judges, the paedophile chief inspectors? Oh no, we don't go there because they're helping to bring in this dictatorship. Transgender inmate jailed for assaults on prisoners. Windrush scandal, I missed the fish and chips. the tell lie graph, and you're going to get some right lies in this. Why drinking after 40 makes you anxious? Nigella's last order. So she's an expert on it now then, is she? I think not. Don't call me a woman, it's offensive. Alright, then I'll call you a thick bitch then. That's more correct. Robbie Collin on the Out of This World Armstrong biopic. Pack of lies, we've never been to the moon, at least not in 1969, by a rocket that was basically a firework. Oh, and by the way, NASA's lost all the technology there, so we can't go back to the moon. You know, now we've got we've got a watch or a mobile phone with more power than the entire NASA workstations had, all of them put together. Now we haven't got the technology to go back to the moon. If anyone is dumb enough to believe we ever went to the moon in the first place, you're a perfect slave. You won't be executed when the dictatorship is in full and they're executing all those that know what's really going on. Those that are just clever enough to operate the machinery to keep the parasites going, you'll be okay for a while until you're not needed. Then they can get rid of you too. In fact, thinking about that, U2 definitely needs getting rid of. And Bono, what a boner. Promised tax cuts dropped to fund welfare. Higher personal allowance abandoned as Hammond gives ground on universal credit. In other words, let's divide and conquer. Those that are working, let's make them angry against those that haven't got a job, that are ill. Because we're rolling out universal credit, that everything that's looked into it says it's shit, it won't work, it's crap. But no, what we'll do is we'll pretend that we're going to take money from those that are working to give to those that aren't, or that are ill. Divide and conquer bullshit every time. Parasitical scum alert. Eugene, I want to run down the aisle. Well, that's fine, you can do, as long as you pay for it yourself, like we have to. Oh no, I'm a royal. I pay for nothing. You poor peasants pay for everything we do. Pizzas and pies must shrink to help tackle obesity. Bullshit. May facing resignations over endless backstop. Oh, maybe she will stop her endless love of Israel or the Zionists then. Never going to happen. Bullingdon ban for Oxford Conservatives. Believe that and you're as dumb as they are. A quarter of babies delivered by caesarean section. F-35 fleet grounded over fuel line fears. But wait, what about our massive aircraft carrier that's supposedly going to have these planes that can't fly? So it's just a flying airfield then. I mean a floating airfield then. Except it can't have any planes on it. Are we allowing a bunch of inept idiots to run the country? It would seem so. FTSE plummets as US jitters spread. The crash is coming. Now, although no, I'll tell you later. The Star. Parasites. Free parasitical wedding souvenir sick bag. Oh, actually, that's quite interesting. Joker Yob has smile wiped off. The Mild West. First they ban clapping, now cowboys get the bullet. And Fill your boots. Something to do with fashion, I suppose, although there is no fashion really. Express down the toilet. Love at first sight. Eugene marries a rock today, and you're paying for it. 2.5 million at least, because we're royal. We pay for nothing. You peasants pay for us. And now for some more absolute utter bullshit propaganda lies. Astronauts miracle escape at 164,000 feet. Millions to get income tax cut. Plan to reward hard-working families is top priority, says Treasury Minister. But wait, hold a minute. Whoa. Didn't you just say that's not happening in another propaganda sheet because of the poor and the sick? Oh, but apparently it is happening. So what, the papers can't decide between them which story they're going to put out? Which piece of propaganda bullshit they're putting out? That's the way it seems, isn't it? Julia Roberts still pretty daring at 50. More to come out about the Hollywood paedophile scandal there, methinks. Aye. Space 999. Astronauts rescued after rocket failure. What's that smell? You know, it's bullshit. Cannabis treatment available next month. But wait, Theresa May says cannabis has no medical benefits whatsoever. My husband only grows 40 acres of it because it's there to make cannabis, which we sell as we are the main distributor worldwide of cannabis for non-medical benefits whatsoever. Or is she just a lying bitch? A treasonous lying bitch. I had a baby and people thought I died. Great. World's biggest boy band. I think it's some Korean or something like that group, and it's a load of bullshit. Tory welfare revolt after ministers say families will lose out. So they're telling you you're going to be worse off. And we're going to revolt. We're going to say, oh, we'd like to vote against that, but the whips have told us we won't get our pay increase if we do, so we're just going to say you shouldn't really do that, you know, because we really need our wage increase, because we're only on £70,000 a year plus expenses, which means we pay for nothing. No travel, no food, no beer, no hotels. We pay for nothing. We've got £70,000. We don't need it because we don't have to pay for anything. But, well, the families will lose out. Oh, well, we better look like we're sad because we're a bunch of parasitical scum. Conservative MPs, which means it's a con, threatened to withdraw support for government flagship benefit reform. Well, you know, we don't like the fact that those members of the public that are actually paying attention might think we're just a bunch of parasitical scum like the Royals. So we'll say something, but we'll carry on voting for you as we do normally. Backbenchers furious after McVeigh admits that some universal credit claimants will be worse off. You mean the poorest men, women and children in our society will be worse off, while you, apparently servants of us poor, will get a massive pay increase yet again? It's almost like they're there for their own benefit and not ours, isn't it? Row engulfs party after Sir John Major warns policy could spark public backlash not seen since poll tax. In other words, riots, revolution, except we ain't having a revolution, because I'm not going round again. I've had enough of this shit. Hurricane devastates Florida. Veg shortage on way. Why? School checks face radical shake-up. School checks face radical shake-up. In other words, you're not indoctrinating them enough. Put some more paedophile propaganda in the schools. Get them to write love letters to the same sex, as is going on right now. And a parasitical scum. Wildlife trade can trap drug lords, says Prince, who has made his money from, drugs, paedophilia and corruption. Like all the royal scumbags. Metro. I love ye. Day Kanye rock the White House. The great universal credit crunch. Tomlinson's Instagram era is killing off Strictly. It wants to be killed off. It's a bleeding show about dancing. Murray, why things are looking up for transgender jail sex fiend. Pervert identified as a woman to target female inmates. Now, it was in the paper a couple of days ago about Pret a Manger. And I've been thinking about it for a while, and I've realised Pret a Manger have managed to poison more people than Putin. Financial Times. North Dakota's Democratic senator is key to US midterm battle. Oh, we're still at war, are we? How England's water groups look on debt to pay investors. Took out debt to pay investors. We'll have to up your water bill then. The man at the top of the UK's property market, how to spend it. Trump blames out of control Fed as investors dump equities. Rising rates spook markets. Worst week for 6 months looms. Asia suffers deep losses. Getting ready for the crash. It'll be here very, very soon now. Tory Eurosceptics left fuming after May tells Cabinet a Brexit deal is close. Yes, we've got the public to bend over, now we're about to ram it up their ass. City charity that followed President's Club eyes 1 million. Corruption throughout. When you've had enough, let me know, or we can end it. But while you're putting up with it, they're going to carry on. If you've not had enough by now, maybe you're still asleep. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.